All right. I hope you guys are all doing really, really well. I've wanted to do this video for a while. I don't really know how to start. I think I'm just going to get into it, I guess. I know a lot of people really don't like Superman Returns for whatever reason. They think it's a film that is terribly boring. Is a big criticism I've heard. They've said that it's not interesting enough, there's not enough action, the villains aren't compelling enough, and that the film is simply slow and uneven. Sometimes boring is a huge complaint I've heard about this film. And it's interesting to me because Superman Returns, since I was a child, was such a fascinating film. It's a film I've always loved going back to. It's a film that's always spoken to me, and it's a film that, especially in times like today, really relates to me. I don't know, maybe it's just the fact that I'm getting older and I'm seeing the difficulties and the toughness of the real world that I connect so much with this film. You know, I love so many superhero films, I really do, but nothing really compares, in my opinion, on a character level to the way I feel when I watch Superman Returns. A lot of people are going to hate me for saying this, and a lot of people are going to disagree with me, and if you do, that's okay. This is a beautiful place. We're all here to share our opinion, and we can disagree and agree, and I love to look at what other people have to say. It's great to see different sides of the same coin, but I just want to share with you my thoughts on Superman Returns and just let you know why I like it so much. Okay, so again, if you don't agree with me, that's totally fine. If you don't like what I have to say, that's great too. Just let me know what you think about this film or how you perceived it. But I really wanted to talk about this, so I'm going to start by saying what I really, really love about Superman Returns and what was it about this film that really got me into it. So again, this is a very controversial thing to say. I think that Superman Returns is the best Superman film of all time. I love the Christopher Reeves films, okay? They are really, really great for their time. They're great in terms of visual effects. They were so groundbreaking, and they really did so much for the superhero genre. But let's be real. After, well, Superman 3 and 4, we don't even consider them, but Superman 1 and 2, those films are so dated now, especially the first Superman. I mean, Superman 2 is a better film in terms of its action and spectacle, and it's more rewatchable now. But even that film, it was made in 1980. It's really dated, so it's just hard for me to look back at those and kind of be able to connect to them the way people probably did at the time just because of how old they are. But this film, it's something that I just love so much because of how easy it is to relate to, how really I can connect with these characters when watching the film, and how it really humanized Superman for me. Again, I've seen Man of Steel and I have seen Batman v Superman, and although those are fun and epic action films, I don't really think they are great and work well as a Superman film. So I'm going to talk about what it is about this film that makes it so much better than all of its competitors and all of the other Superman films that exist today. Okay, so we're going to start with what this film about. So what Superman Returns is actually about is one day, just one day, Superman decided to leave Earth for whatever reason. And after 5 years of being gone, he comes back, and the world has come to the point where they no longer accept Superman. They don't want him. They don't think they need him anymore, and he hasn't been around. So the world has just moved on past Superman. He's irrelevant. He's not a part of the times anymore. He's simply not a part of the norm, right? Superman is something that we just remember and we look at and we're like, oh yeah, well, he existed, but it's time to move on. And when he comes back, the film is about how Superman copes with moving forth and existing and fighting for a planet of people who have sort of already gotten over him. And I think that it's a film that, if it were made today, people would love it. They'd be, oh, this is so character-centric, this is so deep, this is so emotional, this is so exciting, this is this and that, and it's not something we've never seen before. But at the time, and this film was made in 2006, people didn't want a Superman film that made them question characters and made them have to listen to long, engaging scenes of dialogue and make them want to really analyze the scope of what is going on in this character's head. They just wanted to see punches and flashes back in 2006 when this film was made. If Superman Returns was made today, I think people would absolutely love it. So, I'm going to get into it right away. What is it about this film that is so absolutely compelling? And the first thing that absolutely blows my mind about Superman Returns is the fact that it is not an action film, okay? In this film, Superman does not throw a single punch. He does not attack a single opponent. He simply saves people. His purpose is to protect civilization. His purpose is to save. And although you might see that as a negative, this guy never fights in the whole film, it's an action film, I see it as a plus. It's a 2.5-hour superhero film that does not feature a huge fight sequence, but manages to make one of the most compelling dramas out of a superhero film I have yet to see. The next one that I have really connected with in terms of this film is how relatable this film is. It is super relatable. When I watch this film, I see humanity and the saddest parts of humanity in so many ways. Think about this. Superman comes back to Earth. The love of his life, Lois Lane, has moved on. She's married someone else. She has a kid with someone else. And she is past Superman, the love of his life. She's done with him. She's over him. There are scenes of this film where Superman is flying through the sky, simply depressed, because he knows the woman of his dreams is with another man, yet he needs to fulfill his duty of protecting Earth, continuing to be this prosperous, heroic symbol, and just this emblem for mankind, even though he has so much baggage and pain that he continues to drag on with him every day of his life. It is such a deep and heavy and emotive feeling and mood to put into this kind of film. I really, really think that what they did with his character was simply genius, and how relatable they made him. He's a guy who's in love with the woman who's moved on past him, okay? The thing that he loves the most is no longer interested in him. She's moved on, and he has to continue to live on his life and do the hardest job in the world without something to look forward to when he gets home, other than knowing that this woman is safe. It's insane. The next thing that really connected to me, really, I kind of went over this, is how depressing the film is. It's depressing to the point that it's realistic, yet it makes us feel so much humanity and so much depth towards the character of Superman. We really truly feel like this character of Superman is suffering. He has problems. He gets stuck. He needs help. Every single time that he goes through any sort of situation, his emotions will simply hold him back because of the drag and despair that he carries day on and day out. He's fighting for a world that no longer wants him. He lost the woman that he once had. It's a film that is heavy, and it punches you, and it works. And the last one that I love so much about Superman Returns is how character-centric it is. We really get to get under the scope of Clark Kent. We really get under the scope of Superman. We really get to feel as a character how much pain he goes through on the daily, and how much difficulty he faces doing what he has to do, achieving what needs to be done. It's something that I really think superhero films don't focus on anymore. Characters are just pawns to move forward a plot, to introduce new sequels. This film wasn't that. The only really main issue I have with Superman Returns is I agree the ending is too long. This film could have cut 10 to 15 minutes out, especially in that third act. It could have run a lot smoother, and it does feel a little bit like it overstays its welcome near the end. But in terms of all other fronts, I think the film is pretty much flawless. I think Kevin Spacey, again, did a great job as Lex Luthor. I think that Kate Bosworth did really good in her role as Lois Lane, in this modern world Lois Lane. I think that Brandon Routh is incredibly underrated as Superman, and he does so much justice to the character. For these days especially, he embodies what Superman would mean like in the modern world that we live in today, and how he would be perceived. That's how I see Superman being today. I don't know. again, it's one of those films that I think definitely needs to be reevaluated, reanalyzed. If you don't remember liking this film, I'm telling you, go back and watch it with a new pair of like eyes, and just think of this as a film about a man who is trying to save humanity while having lost every little small piece that made him who he was, which was the girl of his dreams that has moved on past him. I don't know. I think that this is the one of the most powerful, great, moving dramas that is secretly disguised as a superhero film. I think it's one of the most clever superhero films that is disguised as an action film. I think it's a film that needs to be discussed about more than it is, and I think it's heavily underrated. Please, please, if you have not seen Superman Returns, go watch it. I'm gonna give this film an A. As you can tell, I love it. I think that more superhero films like this need to be made today, and I really do believe that if you watch it in this day and age, it will connect with you, like really, really connect to you, especially the way it did to me. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys got something out of it. If you are thinking, oh my god, this guy's super stupid, what's he talking about on the internet? That's cool. I love to hear differing opinions. I think that it's a great way for us to share ideas and connect. So please just say what you want to say about this film down there, or what you thought about my opinions. If you agree, disagree, I'd love to hear it in the comment section. And please remember to love yourselves, okay? Take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for watching.